There goes the whistle as we start. As we see the Indian Arrows women juniors, they are attacking from right to left, and the KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune attacking from left to right. As we see a clearance first up, a dodgy header there from the defense. As we see an early throw in there for KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune. Indian Arrows in possession. Long ball tried to reach forward there. Could not do so as we see a through ball. She's in with a chance. She has space in front of her, but does she have the support? Good tussle there at the corner. And that is perhaps the first corner. Or rather, that's a goal kick. That's very good defending there. Just closed down the space that the player had. That's good piece of defending there. Short pass. Playing from the touchline are the Indian Arrows right now. From the right flank, still in possession. Trying to find pockets of space in the middle. That's a first touch pass, but that's a missed pass. But still, somehow they're able to keep possession. In the middle are the Indian Arrows. And she has space in front of her. But that's good goalkeeping. That's good goalkeeping. She came off a line. Collects that routinely. Let's have a look at the replay. That was a good passage of play from Indian Arrows. But the ball was just out of reach for the forward there. Appeal for a throw-in and rightly given to the team in white. Playing at the touchline. Now the ball comes in the middle, but she doesn't find her own player. Oh, they've lost possession. They've lost possession, and now Indian Arrows need to capitalize. Good recovery there by KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune. Came together pretty quickly there. As we see them going forward. Attack has been denied pretty early on. That's a throw-in. Oh, that's a good ball. That's a good ball. Still, they are in possession. She shoots, but that's straight to the goalkeeper. Would have liked a good correction. And of course, a different direction there. It's straight at the goalkeeper and it's a routine save for her. Let's look at the replay. She dodges the player. She shoots. She had space in front of her but could not connect that with power. And again a throw-in. This time for the Indian Arrows. We are entering the 5th minute of the game. There's no clear dominance from either of the teams right now. As Indian Arrows, they're coming forward. And that's a very good ball. She makes a good run. She's inside the box now. Just been forced out by the defense. But now again, here comes the cross. But that's too far, not on target. That's directly outside as we see a goal kick for Indian Arrows. She took care of the two defenders, went past them, could not keep the ball inside. That's a good tackle as the Indian Arrows again win a throw-in. Again, long ball forward. Does she get at the end of it? That's good shoulder push. Good defense again. But that's not a good clearance. Indian Arrows in with a chance. This time it's cleared, but the possession remains with the Indian Arrows. Lets the goalkeeper collect that ball. Long goal kick. Oh, that's a bit of a miscommunication there between the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune players. But this time, again, there's constant switch in possession between the teams here. The clear-cut mistakes from both the teams. That was more of a clearance than a tackle, but still, straight to the goalkeeper. No chance for the forward to take any advantage of it. But now here, the team in white have a chance. The team from Pune. Can they enter the opposition's box? For now, they can't. And here come the Indian Arrows. This time from the right flank. Trying to get a move on here, the Indian Arrows. And that's a good ball inside. And she's taken advantage of it. Goalkeeper could not hold that well, and she was proactive. She was switched on as soon as the goalkeeper did not get a hold of it. She puts that in the back of the net. That's proactive thinking. That's called awareness. That's called game awareness. She was switched on, and KRIDA Prabodhini Pune have paid the price for it. Indian Arrows go 1-up in the 8th minute of the game. Dangerous cross inside, and goalkeeper could not hold it. He was able to parry that away, but only as far as a blue jersey, and she took full advantage of it. It's the Indian Arrows 1, KRIDA Prabodhini Pune 0. An essential lead early on for the Indian Arrows, and they're coming at them yet again. Again from the right flank, trying to find a cross inside the box. But this time the defender is well aware, clears the danger right away. Incredible move there, and you have to give it to the cross as well. That was a great cross. Goalkeeper was in two minds. She could not hold the ball, and then it was all up to the forward, and she did the job. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune now with the possession, and now they're lagging behind early on in the game. How early can they find an answer to this? Indian Arrows have seemed the more assured team of the two. Be in terms of ball possession, be in terms of keeping the ball, the passing, the shots on goal, everything. They've been the better side till now. But it's only 10th minute of the game. A large part of the game is yet to be done. So KRIDA Prabodhini Pune will have their chances. But are they able to make the most of them is something to be seen. Again, a good through ball. A good through ball, but just a bit too much weight on that pass. She could not get at the end of it. A throw in for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Again, that goes out for a throw in once again. That's been put forward. Danger has been cleared away for now. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune still in possession. They're trying their level best to get the ball forward, to get their forwards into the game. That doesn't find anyone's feet as the ball goes out for a throw in. Indian Arrows keeps that inside their own half, but now they're moving forward slowly. Oh, she could not get the ball there, but still they are in possession. No harm caused. Again, finding good spaces here. That's a missed pass. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune now with the possession. And as I say that, possession again is with Indian Arrows. They've been constantly switching flanks here. The most of their attacks have come from the right flank and the goal as well. And again, that's a good ball. That's a good ball, but the defender will beat her to the ball. Again, switched on is the defense for the Indian Arrows. That was not a good piece of distribution. It was only as far as a white outfit. That was a good ball, but somehow the defender was up to the task. Clears away the danger. It's a throw in. Closer to the opposition's box for Indian Arrows yet again. Lining herself up for a shot here. And she shoots, but that's straight at the goalkeeper. A routine save for the goalkeeper. She made space for herself. But could not find the back of the net at that moment. Again, KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, they are in with possession. They have been enjoying possession for some time, but again, the translation from possession into something very concrete is missing for the first 14 minutes of this game from KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Indian Arrows with the possession. They put the ball forward. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. That's a good ball forward. That's a good ball forward, but the danger has been denied by the defense. That's good proactive defending. She was surrounded by 3 defenders, had very little choice there. As we see a throw in for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Tussle going on between the two players in the middle of the pitch. Possession still rests with Indian Arrows. As I say that, the possession has or did switch ends there, but still, now the possession rests with Indian Arrows. Ball has been played forward, but there's no one at the end of it. can be called as a miss pass. Putting on the pressure are the Indian Arrows on the defense of KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, and that's a good sign. That's good pressing game. They are 1-0 up, but they want the lead to extend. Defense needs to be active here. Oh, that's good pass. But this time she did not have the control over the ball, and that's been cleared away. And rightfully so by the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune defense. Throw in there for the Indian Arrows. That's delivered inside the box, but there's no one at the end of it. A harmless, innocuous delivery inside the box. It sees a goal kick for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Again, playing it from the back are KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. They still have the possession. They're putting the ball forward, trying to do. But that's good pressure. That's very well done by the midfield of the Indian Arrows. As we see the possession switching ends again. Now it's with the Indian Arrows. A miss pass there and good interception from KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. They have the possession. Do they have the legs to get it into the back of the net? Not for now, at least. They've been successful in keeping the possession, though. Still have the possession. Do they have the shot? Do they have the space to take a shot? The Indian Arrows defense is not allowing any space. They're forcing them back into their own half. And they'll have to build a play yet again from here. Good defense there. Indian Arrows with a 1-goal lead, and they totally deserve it from what we've seen in the game so far. They've been the better team of the two so far, but KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, they're trying to challenge the Indian Arrows here, but it's just that they have not been able to conjure those magic moments in between which translate into a goal. The game resumes and KRIDA Prabodhini Pune were in possession, but now it's the Indian Arrows. She plays the ball through, but there's no one at the end of it, and that's a miss pass. That's a silly pass. And she shoots. She shoots and forces the goalkeeper into a good save. She had the space in front of her. She took the shot, but the goalkeeper was up to the task. Look at that. At the edge of the box, the defender was late in attacking her, and she forced the goalkeeper into a good save. So good football all around as we see a corner, the first of the game for the Indian Arrows. The corner delivered into the box, headed away, again for a corner. For a slight moment, there was anxious moments because it was very close to the goal. Still no harm done. Oh, that is a very silly mistake. That comes off her own head. The goalkeeper was off her line. She was not there It was an easy tap in for the Indian Arrows. Can you believe it? Should have been cleared away. Should have been cleared away by the defense, but she does not get hold of it. The goalkeeper is off her line, and it's an easy tap in, and she doesn't make any mistake. And are they ecstatic? And so they should be. Now that's two. That's two silly mistakes from the defense and the goalkeeper, and they've had to pay the price for it. Indian Arrows, they are 2-0 up, and that's the second goal for Walaina, jersey number 12 for the Indian Arrows. She's on the score sheet for the second time this night, and Indian Arrows go 2-0 up over KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune. 20 minutes into the game. And KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune, they're struggling to get into the opposition's box, and here the Indian Arrows. They're getting into the box frequently, and now they're beginning to convert those chances as well. She puts the ball forward. Indian Arrows in a commanding position here. They're bossing the game. They're dictating the game here. What do KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune do to stop this Indian Arrows outfit? Look at that. That's good piece of skill. Gets past the two players, but the pass was just too much for the forward to chase. There's individual brilliance, there's brilliant team play, and there's awareness as well. They know how to manipulate defenses, and they've done it pretty well in this final round of the Indian Women's League 2, and they've done it tonight as well. As we again see them coming from the right flank. She has plenty of space in front of her, and that's crossed, but it's straight towards the goalkeeper. That was a good ball, should have been trapped, but that has been the problem. That has been one of the problems though for KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune. The defense has been another, as we see an attack coming up from the Indian Arrows from the left flank. That's been put inside the box, and that's a good header, but that's a routine collection for the goalkeeper. A bit of elevation there, but not much power behind that header. A long goal kick from the goalkeeper. Beats the two players in the middle. But the defender is well aware of the danger, clears that. That's an outside for the KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune. Looking for a through ball here. She instead opts for the player on the right flank. They're very comfortable building attacks from the right flank, the Indian Arrows. And this time she shoots and just about hits the target, but that just goes over the crossbar. That was a good shot at goal. Takes it first time just at the edge of the box. It was very close to hitting the target, just testing the goalkeeper there, but it just went above the crossbar. Goal kick. But again, the possession has been snatched away from them. How often have we seen that? The Indian Arrows have been able to snatch possession away from KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune very easily. And that's one of the reasons why we see 2 goals on the score sheet from the Indian Arrows and there's none from KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune. Straight away, the ball has been put inside the box, cleared away for now, but only as far as an Indian Arrows player. They still maintain the possession. But the danger has been denied just for now because it's a corner kick for Indian Arrows. As they brace themselves for taking this corner kick. Again, clinical performance till now by the Indian Arrows. We've seen that quite a few times in the tournament, barring the last match which they lost. And here comes the ball inside the box again. Just about cleared away by the defender. Some tense moments there. Indian Arrows might have sensed the chance to score there, but just about parried away by the goalkeeper as she's lying on the ground. I think needs physio's attention, and rightly so. The physio is coming on the field for it. Let's have a look at the replay as to what happened. Very close to the ball was the goalkeeper, and she rightfully parried it away, but somehow she was challenged by the players there in the front. As we go into a small drinks break, it seems. And what a 27-minute play we've had in this game. Indian Arrows have been clearly the better team of the two. KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune have had their chances, but again, they've not been able to make it frequently to the opposition's box, whereas Indian Arrows, they've been playing the whole game in the KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune half. And they've been putting the pressure on the defense, on the midfield, not allowing KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune to get into their own half. And that tells you a story that Indian Arrows have been checking all the departments, have been better in all the departments. But that's the story of the first 27 minutes of this game. And you can very well know that this is a funny game. It can turn around any time, but from the signs of it, it doesn't seem so, because KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune have not played up to the potential that they are required to against this strong outfit of Indian Arrows. Lacking in many things are KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune. They're coming off a win, mind you. They won 3-0 in their last game. But this is a spirited Indian Arrows. They are waiting to make amends for the last defeat that they had in the final round of this Indian Women's League 2. And they've done it pretty well till now. And there's the whistle from the referee. That means that we are going to resume. And the goalkeeper resumes. Played a short pass to our own defender. Have the possession till now to the KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune team. Need to find an answer here. I need to find an answer quickly, because if going into half time they do not concede anymore, and if they are able to score one, they'll be rightfully back in the match, and then they'll take the momentum with them into half time as well. Off the ball blocking there from the defender, and that's a good piece of team play, as that is where the defender was able to clear the ball. If only someone had to get at the end of it, would have been a good move by KRIDA PRABODHINI Pune. There was a chance of them converting that into a goal, But at the other end, Indian Arrows, they keep coming at them. A defender a bit too many here for the player there, but still, that's a sloppy pass. Sloppy pass, but they could not take the advantage of it. Indian Arrows again. Look at how much space she has in front of her. There's no closing down from KRIDA Prabodhini Pune side, which is an alarming issue here. I'm sure the manager will address that at half time. But for now, can they take the advantage of it? They've already done it twice, and it'll be nice if they do it thrice. That's a missed pass there, but still they have been able to keep the ball for now. Snatch possession away from them have KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. They are still in possession, but how long will they be is the question. And as I said that, say that the possession has been taken away from them as we see the ball getting inside the box. She has space in front of her. The ball has just forced her way out of the sight of the goal, but still they have the possession. They've played it back. Gets past one defender. She has space in front of her. She shoots, but it's not on target. It is not on target, which means that it's a goal kick. And that was a chance. That was a genuine chance for the Indian Arrows. And we've seen players scoring it from that distance. But it's just that she could not keep that on target. And here's the replay for it. And that's what we are saying, that she has space in front of her. She had the space to shoot. She did that, but still had to keep it on target to have any chance for it to go into the back of the net. Again, good interception in between. Indian Arrows doing the right thing. That's good proactive gameplay from KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, snatching away the possession from the legs of Indian Arrows as we see again switch in possession as Indian Arrows come at KRIDA Prabodhini Pune again. Attacking from their right flank again. Their favorite right flank. And that's a cross inside. But again, there's no one at the end of it. Not sure who that pass was meant for. Maybe it was a shot on goal, which did not materialize. As we see a substitution there for the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Pretty sure it must be a tactical substitution. They're lagging by 2 goals. It's only the 34th minute of the game, but still, maybe trying to inject some impetus into the game. Again, good attacking play. They've intercepted that. They have the possession. Good defending, but it was only as far as the Indian Arrows players, as we see a clip here from the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune on an Indian Arrows player, which means that it's a foul. Referee was in a good position to see quite a late clip there. Quite evident and an easy decision for the referee. As we see a cross directly into the box. Does she get at the end of it? She doesn't. She fails to do so. And it's a goal kick for the goalkeeper. Oh, she shoots. That's a surprise shot there. And that's a good one, trying to surprise the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was up to it because did not get the power and the direction there as she wanted. Trying to chip that over the defense. But again, she made the run, but the defender was ahead of her to the ball. Again, a sloppy pass and giving away possession at the wrong time, at the wrong place. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, that has costed them twice. Do not want to repeat the same mistakes again. Indian Arrows. They're bossing the game here. They're calling the shots. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, do they have any answer to this? They do not seem to be having one, at least for now. As we see Indian Arrows dominating play here from the left, right, and center. She did pretty well to hold on to the ball, though the ball has been out for a throw in. Again, Indian Arrows trying to play it through for her, and the goalkeeper lets it pass. That's a good piece of awareness. Showed clever thinking there, the goalkeeper. Went for the ball, pretended to go for the ball, and just lets the ball pass. Or maybe there was a clip from the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune player or from the goalkeeper, as we see the referee giving this a corner to the Indian Arrows. She delivers that. That comes inside the box. The goalkeeper comes off a line and she collects that. This time she gets hold of the ball and puts that forward quickly. And now, again, too many defenders and she could not absorb the pressure of the player from behind as she loses possession. Referee blows her whistle for a foul there. And KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, they look desperate for a goal and so they should be. But again, they need to keep their calm, they need to keep their own, because a mistake here and there could cost them a huge loss in terms of personal, in terms of number of goals in the future as well. So need to keep their calm, need to be desperate for goals, but need to be very, very sharp in whatever they do. They've been forced out, the Indian Arrows, for now. Still, they have the possession. They've been pretty decent, or more than decent, in keeping possession. And they're getting into the opposition's half. And eventually the box as well. A little over 5 minutes of regular time in this first half to go. As we see Indian Arrows coming at them yet again. That's miscommunication between the two defenders. She goes past the defender. Is someone at the end of it? That was a dangerous cross inside the box. It evaded both the defenders. There was someone making a run for it, but could not control it well in time. As we see a goal kick here. But that was a dangerous cross. Tested the goalkeeper and the defense as well as the forward line. Oh, that's a sloppy mistake. And they are in possession. They are in a dangerous place inside the box. But somehow the goalkeeper is able to evade the danger. They had their chance here, the Indian Arrows. But the goalkeeper was up to the task. She's been good in patches here. She's committed a few mistakes, which has costed them. As KRIDA Prabodhini Pune again lose possession. They've snatched it back for now. There's a clip from behind and referee was in a very good position to see that. Maybe that's the set piece that could get them going. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune now have a set piece that's in the opposition's half. Maybe they should take their time here. Maybe a training ground move, a surprise for the defense, and the Indian Arrows players would do for them. And she tries to go for the target, but that's a routine collection that there for the goalkeeper, and I think perhaps that's the first time that she's been called into action, the Indian Arrows goalkeeper. Something has happened there, and that's a corner kick for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Not really sure, but nevertheless, they have a chance again. Building up some momentum here. Best chance, a set piece. Can they convert? The ball is out of the box just for the time being. They've been forced back by the Indian Arrows. Again, Indian Arrows have taken back the possession. Now they are at it yet again. Oh, just a bit too much weight on the pass. Forces the ball away from the goal, but still they have possession. Could not have the control over the ball there. Ends up in a goal kick for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. It's 2-0 on the score sheet, but the Indian Arrows have clearly been the dominant team. Could have been much worse for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune given the number of chances that Indian Arrows have created over these 44 minutes that we've had on the clock. But the fact that they've only conceded 2, they still are in with the chance of a comeback in this game. Is there a last minute move remaining in this first half? Come from the left flank, KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Maybe take a chance and take a shot from here. She tries to take the shot, but that's been blocked away from the defender. And the ball, long ball, trying to get that inside the box. Possession now rests with Indian Arrows and they would go on and counter attack. Could not do so as KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. They regain possession. That's intended for a player forward, but she could not make the run well in time. As we are moments away from the end of regular time in this first half. Trying to be a bit more cheeky here. But now There's a chance, Krida Prabodhini Pune. That's a great turn. Oh, but they clear the danger just in time. That was a good turn. She was in space, but just about when she was just about to shoot, she was blocked there by the defense. As we see 3 minutes of stoppage time added to the regular time in this first half. Krida Prabodhini Pune, they have lots of questions, but they'll have only some time, a half, to answer those questions, to put their number on the score sheet. But before the first half ends, I think Indian Arrows are in the mood to score their third. We see, I think that was an intended cross. There was no player making the run, it was straight at the goalkeeper, so it's a goal kick. Krida Prabodhini Pune, here they come again. Sloppy pass again, sloppy passing from the Krida Prabodhini Pune players. Does not do any good to them right now, especially when they are 2-0 down in this game. Indian Arrows, they're keeping the possession. Just finding spaces in between. Doing just enough to keep the pressure on the defense of the Krida Prabodhini Pune. And that's a good through ball. She's inside. She's in here. She's gunning for the cross. She crosses. That's been blocked. And she scores. What a follow up there. A volley fast touch. Left footer from her. From a tight angle. Still she is able to beat the defender. Again, jersey number 6, Anushka. Let's have a look at the replay. She shoots there. The goalkeeper is not tested that time, blocked by the defense. But in the follow-up, she takes the left footer, tight angle from there, but she's still able to beat the goalkeeper. That's some skill there. That's some power. That's some strength in the shot. And on the cusp of half-time, we have the Indian Arrows taking a 3-0 lead over Krida Prabodhini Pune. We were thinking a goal here for Krida Prabodhini Pune will hold them in good stead going into the second half, but it has been the other way around. It's the third goal for the Indian Arrows. And the damage has been done in the very first half itself. Could not have asked for more as we hear the half-time whistle from the referee. And what and half it has been for the Indian Arrows. 3 goals. And that third goal came on the cusp of half-time. What a game we are having here. But it's one-sided. It's going towards Indian Arrows in big time. Krida Prabodhini Pune need to find answers or this game is going away from them. For now, we'll take a breather and we'll be back in a short while. Stay tuned. three of those. And to be fair to the goalkeeper of KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, she's been forced into making some good saves. She's been proactive at times, but some silly mistakes from the defense and herself too has cost them and has costed them big time. We see those three goals, and the defense and herself have a big part to play in it. Just a short while ago, you saw the second goal from the Indian Arrows. There were quite a few chances that were taken from just outside the box from a distance. They tested their luck, and some good shots were there, and good saves from the goalkeeper. But just as we thought that we would go into half time with the Indian Arrows leading with 2 goals to nil, disaster struck again for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune as they piled on the misery on as the Indian Arrows women juniors, they piled on the misery on the on KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Third goal on the cusp of half time. We see that shot blocked by the goalkeeper, by the defense as well. But then on the follow up, she was up to the task. A left footer from a tight angle does not fail to convert that, and that ripples the back of the net. As you can see, it's half time. Indian Arrows Women Juniors 3, KRIDA Prabodhini Pune 0. We'll be back in a short while. Till then, stay tuned. The Indian Arrows, they were quite clinical in the first half. And that shows on the score sheet too. It's 3 for Indian Arrows and it's 0 for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. As we see the teams switching ends, it's the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune now attacking from right to left, while the Indian Arrows they'll attack from left to right. But now, what was the talk in the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune camp at halftime? Is the question, because they were the team who are desperate for goals. We're seeing end-to-end gameplay here at the starting minutes of the second half. But then Indian Arrows they're trying to build on that lead, whereas KRIDA Prabodhini Pune trying to play catch up here with the Indian Arrows. As we see a throw in quite early on in the second half. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune now in possession. Now in possession. They're trying to get in here. That's a good run. Oh, that was a very good chance that has gone up begging. Maybe she should have taken the other route. She was in space here. Tries to take that first time. Does not connect that well. That goes over the goalkeeper and the goal. But good signs there for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune in the initial minutes of the second half. And we'd hope that they keep this momentum and get a couple of goals at least in the next 10 minutes. Again, trying to get that forward, and a bit to do that. Just about lost possession, but again, still they have the possession. That bit of a miscommunication there sees them losing possession this time. And the same can be said about Indian Arrows there. And that's inside the box. That's a cross inside the box. Danger has been denied for now. And now, counter attack here from Indian Arrows. And that's a good through ball. Referee doesn't wave the flag for offside. He could not get that into the back of the net. Let's have a look at the replay here. Tight angle, tries to take the shot from there, does not hit the target. Hits the side netting rather. Trying to build a play here from the back. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune again, missed pass. Beneficiaries, Indian Arrows. Again, here come Indian Arrows. Again a through ball, but there's no one making the run for it. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune now. They are in with a chance. They're building up momentum here. Tries to put the ball through between the two defenders, just not having the power on that shot. Good pressing game. Otherwise, again from KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, which we weren't seeing in the very first half. So that's again an improvement from the first half. So they've already shown signs of improvement. The white outfit, but now that has to be translated into the goal. Oh, that's a courageous shot. Courageous shot to take from that distance. But again, there's no power and no direction straight at the goalkeeper. They have been able to sort of keep the possession for some time here, Krida Prabodhini Pune. A few shots on target should do a world of good to their confidence. They've enjoyed quite a bit of possession here in the second half of this game. But Indian Arrows, they would not get complacent here. They would not give it away so easily. And Indian Arrows. But that's good pressing game again. A good turn from her. Gets that forward. And she's in space. She is in space. That's a good chance to convert. But just about evaded the danger by the defender. They still have the possession though. That's a shot from distance. Does not hit the target. Too ambitious was she. And there's again the Indian Arrows. They're trying to keep the pace of the game slow. Trying to slow the game a little bit so that they get a hold of the game and they get back the momentum that they had in the first half, because KRIDA Prabodhini Pune have come out all guns blazing here. They're attacking from the word go, trying to put pressure on Indian Arrows. But again, the game that KRIDA Prabodhini Pune have showed, they've shown every sign of coming back into this game. Though they are still 3 goals down in this match, but you never know. Anything can happen on a football pitch. Indian Arrows have the possession. And that's a good one too. But still, they've lost possession. And that's a good through ball. She's in space here. She's in space. Does she have someone to support her? That's a good block. Maybe she was directly going for the shot, going for the target because there was no one to support her. That's a throw in there for the Indian Arrows. But that's a mispass. And they should capitalize here. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, she shoots. But she doesn't hit the target. That was a golden chance that needed to be converted. Let's have a look at the replay. How close was she to scoring this? She just makes space for her. Shoots that with her left foot. The angle in her favor, but could not keep that on target. Close, but not a goal. Again a throw in for Indian Arrows, but the pressure has been mounting on the Indian Arrows. And KRIDA Prabodhini Pune have seemed at it. They've understood that they are already late in doing so, but it's better late than never. They can always find goals. They have not plenty, but some time in their hand. 3 goals is a huge deficit. But again, it's all about momentum. If they can get 1, they can get 2. If they can get 2, they can always get 3. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune with the possession. Good proactive defending there. Blocked the shot right away before the pass was played. Throw in for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Now it's the other way around. For the first 10 minutes, we've seen that most of the game has been played in the Indian Arrows half. Signs of encouragement here for Krida Prabodhini Pune, but now they have to face this attack here from Indian Arrows. The referee blows the whistle for an offside. Good passage of play here for Krida Prabodhini Pune. If they find a goal in the next 2-3 minutes, this is game on. They have the momentum in the second half, but they've lost possession now. The Indian Arrows now have the possession. That's a good back heel. And she goes for the target, but that's straight at the goalkeeper. Maybe she could have gone for another option towards her own player inside the box, but she opted for a different option. Frida Prabodhini Pune need to find an answer, need to find a goal as quickly as possible to stay in the game, or else as time will pass, the game will keep drifting away from them. Indian Arrows again with position. A goal perhaps here may put the game to bed, and that's what we were talking about. She came off a line, but just she went around the goalkeeper, and there was no chance for it. It was one on one, and in such a position,
Goal
the
scorer,
goalkeeper is always at
Devani
risk,
Junior, jersey number
and
2,
she will not
Devani
miss from
Junior.
there. That's exactly what we were talking about. A goal here will put the game to bed, and it indeed has, it seems. Jersey number 2, Divyani, now she finds herself on the score sheet. 58 minutes into the game, Indian Arrows have taken a 4-0 lead. And it seems there's no coming back from here for the Krida Prabodhini Pune. They were building good momentum, the Krida Prabodhini Pune, but just a lapse in concentration, and they've again paid the price for it, as we see on the score sheet, 4-0 to Indian Arrows. Cannot give a sniff, even a sniff here to the Indian Arrows, and they just pounce on any opportunity that comes their way. Now, is there something, anything that's there for the taking for the Krida Prabodhini Pune? Indian Arrows have done all they have, and they still will do, because we are only approaching an hour in this game. The Indian Arrows, how clinical have they been? Just when we were saying that there's some momentum building up for Krida Prabodhini Pune, they concede at the very wrong time against the run of play. And Indian Arrows, whenever they are in possession, they always seem threatening. They pose a threat to the goal, and many a times they do convert. As we again see, she's in space in front of her, but still does not find the strength in the shot, does not connect that well straight at the goalkeeper. Yes, miracles do happen. There are comebacks from an unimaginable position that we've seen on a football pitch, but this just seems too far fetched. Don't reckon a comeback here from Krida Prabodhini Pune. Maybe in the initial 10 minutes of the second half, you would feel that they are showing signs of a comeback, but that fourth goal has just put a full stop to the momentum. And I think That's guaranteed 3 points there for the Indian Arrows. But again, they still have about an half an hour to play in this game, and I think a consolation goal or two will do a world of good to their confidence. Again, Indian Arrows in possession. There's in a bit of tangle there. Now the shoulders seem to drop. The body language seeming to drop for the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. You could sense the energy in the first a few minutes, first couple of chances that they created in the first 10, 12 minutes of the second half. You could sense the energy, you could sense the motivation to come back into this game. But after that fourth goal, all that motivation has just vanished. It will not be wrong to say that now they're playing for pride. As we see Indian Arrows trying to make the situation from bad to worse for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. A double substitution then for the Indian Arrows. Now that they know that they have a considerable lead on the score sheet, chances given to a few players now. Good chance to give them game time.
The Indian Arrows Women Junior. Jersey number 6, Anushka Kumari, being replaced by jersey number 7, Gurnaaz Kaur. Jersey number 11, Shweta Rani, being replaced by jersey number 18, Deepika Kumari.
Now they'll take their own time. There's no hurry for the Indian Arrows. That's a sloppy pass from the goalkeeper. That could have costed them had the shot been on target. But fortunately for them, it's not. That's a rare mistake. Perhaps she's not been called into action so much. That's the after effect of that sloppy pass that we saw. Now, again inside the box. When that ball was well beyond the line. Referee blows a whistle. That was a good move indeed by KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Could not keep that ball in. Lost the possession have KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. And two players on one Indian Arrows player. And they've snatched possession away from her. That's a good shot, but still blocked by the defense. They are still in possession. She's been clipped from behind, but the referee's whistle stays down. That's a long ball forward. There's no one at the end of it. That's a good chance. That's a good chance that they had, but could not convert that chance to straight at the goalkeeper. They've been getting quite a few chances in the second half. The KRIDA Prabodhini Pune not being able to convert is another problem. You could play all you want. You could conjure so many moves, good moves, trying to get close to the goal, but not getting that into the back of the net is a problem. Again, the referee blows a whistle for an offside, perhaps. Free kick. Again, here come from the right flank the Indian Arrows. That's a good cross. Danger has been denied for now from the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Back pass. Great spectacle this, the Indian Women's League 2. Teams are fighting tooth and nail for every ball. A great level of competition we've seen. There have been two teams, a few teams rather, who've been miles apart from the other teams in terms of their performance. Indian Arrows have been one of them. Kadwal United FC have been the other. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune have been in good form in this final round of this tournament as well. But tonight they have been just overshadowed by a commanding outfit in Indian Arrows. Could not control that header, but she's fortunate that directly goes towards the goalkeeper. The possession is with the Indian Arrows right now. Good through ball. But does not get all of it. Again, a throw in here for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. Calm defending there. Maybe a chance of foul there, but the referee's whistle stays down as Indian Arrows commit their player in numbers forward. Again, Indian Arrows, they're keeping possession. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune now in a good position. And that's the cross. Does not find anyone at the end of it, though they are able to keep the possession here. And that's inside the box. Can't get hold of the ball as Indian Arrows here keep a throw in. Approaching 70 minutes into this game, we saw the Indian Arrows going 3-0 up in the first half. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, they showed signs of improvement in the first a few chances that they created in the second half, but then against the run of play, they were caught off guard by the Indian Arrows, and there was the fourth goal. And from then on, it has been Indian Arrows. But now they have the chance. Is that the first goal coming? And that's something that they've waited for. Oh, the referee has blown her whistle for an offside. The elation was short-lived. First touch, clinical finish, good cross. It seemed that KRIDA Prabodhini Pune were on the score sheet, but the referee has blown her whistle for an offside. That's harsh. That's so harsh for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. But then that's the game of football. That's how it goes. It seemed that was their first goal. But now they've been denied for a possible offside. But at the other end, Indian Arrows. Oh, the player was in open space, was waiting for the cross which didn't arrive. They have the corner nevertheless. But that was a golden chance. Maybe the cross here, and it was a short goal. The goalkeeper was would have been one on one with the player. As we are waiting, Indian Arrows with a corner here. Again, Indian Arrows with a corner here, and here comes the cross. That's a header. That's been cleared away for yet another corner for the Indian Arrows. Again, they're posing a threat to the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune goal. As we see perhaps a triple substitution here for the Indian Arrows. Yes, triple substitution. Now they know that they have the game in the pocket. Trying to test fresh legs here, trying to give them as much game time as they can, keeping their players fresh for the ultimate showdown.
Substitution for Indian Arrows Women Junior. Jersey number 4, Tamanna, being replaced by jersey number 24, PP Kishan.
As we wait on the corner here till the substitutions get over. And there goes the referee's whistle. It's a corner.
And jersey number 2, Devyani Linda, being replaced by
That's been forced away.
Linda.
Indian Arrow still in position. They'll put the ball inside the box again. She's gone past two, but the third defender was just a bit too much for her to cross. A throw in. A bit of a tussle there between the two players. Sees the referee blowing her whistle, perhaps for the drinks break. As we see drinks break into the second half in the 74th minute. And again, the more we talk about Indian Arrows, the less it is. They've played the game with great intensity. They've played the game with great concentration. They've been clinical. They've bossed the game. Yes, there was a passage of play in the beginning of the second half where you could see that KRIDA Prabodhini Pune are crawling their way back into the game, but they needed a goal to show for it. They could not get one. And against the run of play, in turn, Indian Arrows scored their fourth. And now again, they somehow got the ball into the back of the net, the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, but that was given offside and the goal was disallowed. It has been that kind of a day for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. And for the Indian Arrows, again, yet another clinical performance from them. As we see the players get back onto the pitch. Indian Arrows will start the proceedings again via a free kick. There's the free kick. Indian Arrows though still in possession. There's crowd in front of the player taking the shot, but still they are able to keep the possession here. Yeah, now she's in space. Now she'll find her own player. And she does that, just forcing that away from the goal. Just a bit too much on that pass. That's a goal kick. Just about 14 minutes and some seconds to go for regular time to end in this game. They still have the possession. Oh, that's good piece of skill. She shoots that, does not get the power on that, but that was a very good piece of skill there. She got that away from the defender. She was in space. She created space for herself. Could not get the power behind the shot. Again, that's a good pass. Trying to get that ball through the defense. Does not succeed in doing that. Possession rests with them. The referee blows a whistle for an offside. Let's have a look at the replay. And the referee saw it clearly that she was in an offside position. PRABODHINI Pune. They've had some chances in the second half. But again, once that fourth goal was scored against them by Indian Arrows, they've been found wanting as they were in the first half. That's a ball too far to fetch for the Indian Arrows. Throw in for the PRABODHINI Pune. Trying to put the long ball forward. Again, a missed pass does not get to the end of where she wanted it to be. And here they come again from the left flank. There's no pressure on her. She has space in front of her. Now she enters into the crowd. Where's the ball going? She takes the shot first. Oh, it was as close as it can get. She took the shot, just about gets over the crossbar. Look at that. That was a good shot. Had the power, had the strength, had the direction, but just about goes over the crossbar. But they are not relenting. They keep coming at the PRABODHINI Pune. The team in blue, the Indian Arrows. Or so to say, dominant Indian Arrows. Throw in for PRABODHINI Pune. But do they have it in them to find a consolation goal here? Again, they're in with a chance. The defender does pretty well, and so does the goalkeeper. Collects it well inside the box. Could have been a prospect of collecting that outside the box, but she does well to run and collect that inside, just inside. Good collection there from the goalkeeper. Keeps that over the high line of defense, but she's well aware. She's switched on. Calmly passes that back to the goalkeeper. That's a high ball forward. Hoping that someone would get at the end of it. And that has been the word that KRIDA Prabodhini Pune would be associated with hope. They were hoping, they did not make much of an effort, especially in the first half. But here they come. That's a good cross, teasing cross, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. Trying to make moves here, does not seem to be finding the goal at least. Just about a matter of time till the Indian Arrows hear the final whistle and they go up in elation. As we see an Indian Arrows player gone down, and the referee has asked the physio to attend that player. Humid conditions here. Maybe she's facing some problem with the body. She's down. She's been held held away from the physio, taken out of the pitch for now. We hope that she's good. There's nothing serious about that injury. As we wait for the proceedings to start, and so they do. Indian Arrows, for the time being, they're playing with 10 players. It remains to be seen when does she come back onto the pitch. They're just calling the shots here. Again, she's in space, but the goalkeeper would come off a line and collect that. Good piece of distribution there, but could not head that inside the pitch. Could have Prabodhini Pune now with a throw in. Again, Indian Arrows. That's a good chip. She comes in front of the two defenders. Is not able to beat that. Still results in a corner for the Indian Arrows. They've kept the pressure on the defense line, which is one of the reasons why they see themselves 4-0 up in this game. "84.5 minutes into this game, and there's the corner for the Indian Arrows. There comes the corner. It's a good delivery, teasing delivery. Ball gets lost in the crowd, but now has been cleared away. Can they counter attack here? Score? Can they score on the counter? But that's a good tackle. That's a very good tackle. High line, maintaining a high line were the Indian Arrows. Able to keep that away, but the danger is still there as KRIDA Prabodhini Pune comes from the left flank. And can the cross come in? does not. Kuda Prabodhini Pune now in possession. And now they've lost it. Whenever you think that they can do something out of this, they lose possession. We've seen quite a few high scoring games where one side has just blown the other side away, and this is one of those games. There's nothing for Krida Prabodhini Pune to show for what they've done. That is how the game of football works. Come from the left flank. The Indian Arrows, that's a cross coming in maybe. But the referee blows a whistle for an offside. Let's have a look at the replay. She gets that cross in, but till the time, referee had already blown a whistle for the offside. They're not in a hurry. They're doing it their way. And there comes the cross. Goalkeeper is out of position now. She comes there in her regular position, but till then, the ball has been cleared away from the defense. They've, they've required to do the clearance job all through the night. Krida Prabodhini Pune outfit. They've done it well sometimes, but miserably the other times, which has resulted in those 4 goals that you see on the score sheet. Yet again, she is in space. She passes that ball. That's a clear cut chance, but it's straight at the goalkeeper yet again. How many of those shots that we've seen tonight from the Indian Arrows that has been aimed at target have been straight at the goalkeeper? If not for that, they would have been easily 7 or 8 nil up. But they won't mind this because they're dominating the game. They are 4 goals up. And we have only a couple of minutes to go for the end of this game. No bother chasing that. As we heard that there would be 4 minutes of added time at the end of regular time for this game. And there comes the cross. The goalkeeper is up to it. As we enter the last minute of regular time. 4 minutes of added time to be added. It has been yet again a sorry performance from Krida Prabodhini Pune. Coming off a 3-0 win in the last game. They were expected to be at par with Indian Arrows, but Indian Arrows have just blown the white outfit away. It's so simple to say that. First half was a clear-cut domination and a destruction of Krida Prabodhini Pune. As we see a player down for the Indian Arrows.
Onside, 4 minutes.
And the referee has given the foul in the favor of the Indian Arrows, it seems. Let's have a look at the replay as to what happened. Oh, that was a late challenge. Late challenge, and the player tripped as she receives treatment from the physio at the touchline. The game will resume in a bit, but as we were saying, that it has been a bossing, a rather bossing performance from the Indian Arrows, barring 10 or 15 minutes at the start of the second half. It was all Indian Arrows, and we've seen KRIDA Prabodhini Pune fall apart tonight. They have not been able to come together as a team, which was quite evident in the first half and the later stages, and still it's evident that they have not been able to be the best version of themselves in this match. Ball is to be cleared for the Indian Arrows. The danger has still not been cleared, but the possession rests with the Indian Arrows, and they safely clear the ball away. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune now, they come forward. Is there a consolation goal at the very end for them? Can they take some positives from this match? The only positive that can be seen is the passage that they had after half time. That's the only positive. That's the only thing that will encourage them going into the next game, or else it has all been Indian Arrows. KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, they need to find answers. They've learned a lesson here. They were coming off a 3-0 win, but again, the game of football shows you that if it's a new night, if it's a new game, you have to start from scratch. There are no shortcuts. Yes, there is momentum with your side, but if you come up against a side like Indian Arrows, you're not going to be spared even one bit. That's a good collection there. Could have been the fifth for Indian Arrows. Could have been worse for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. The goalkeeper just about saves them. Could have been a sloppy mistake there. We're just moments away from the final whistle from the referee. Maybe this turns out to be the last piece of action that we see in this game. A long ball forward. Do KRIDA Prabodhini Pune have something left in this game? Can they get something on the score sheet? And that is the final whistle from the referee. That signals the end of the match. And what a performance by the Indian Arrows. They've kept KRIDA Prabodhini Pune at bay for the most of the match, did not let them get closer to their box, and they've scored 4. Could have been much worse for KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, but still, they would take this, the Indian Arrows. Commanding performance to say the least. As you can see on the screens, is the Indian Arrows Women Juniors 4, KRIDA Prabodhini Pune 0. Let's look at some of the highlights from the second half. As we already saw that the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune, they started the second half on a promising note. They were looking to build attacks. They had some shots on target. It seemed that maybe a goal here can get them back into the match. Indian Arrows were trying their best to absorb the pressure and give it back to the KRIDA Prabodhini Pune. But then against the run of play, Indian Arrows score. And that's that goal. The first shot was saved by the goalkeeper somehow, but she could not take control of the second. And it was just an easy tap in, the easiest tap in that you can ever get in the world. And that was the fourth goal, and that perhaps put the game to bed. And from there on, it was just artificial excitement, as you can see. They put the ball back into the net, but it was disallowed for an offside. And then it was all Indian Arrows. They kept building on attacks, they kept building pressure. They could not score the fifth, but at the end of it, it doesn't matter because the score is 4 goals to nil. And it's all been one-way traffic. It's all been going one side. And to be very honest, Krida Prabodhini Pune on this night were no match to the Indian Arrows. A host of set pieces for both teams. None of the teams could convert from the set piece, but the Indian Arrows were bosses when it came to open play. As you can see here, the highlights of the second half, how Indian Arrows just closed out their commanding performance in this match. And it was that magic at the end of it for Krida Prabodhini Pune that was missing. And you have to fault them for the mistakes that they've done, the way that they've conceded goals. But they have many questions to ponder on. Maybe they'll go back to the drawing board and then try to answer those questions. But for the time being, it's the Indian Arrows Women Juniors who've come up trumps and by a huge margin. It's 4 for them and 0 for Krida Prabodhini Pune. You can have a look at the stats. And that is the end of the day here at the Indian Women's League 2. We've had 2 brilliant matches and we've had some crazy goals. We had some real excitement coming to the fore. We'll meet you later, but for the night, it's goodbye.